Yes, people, man. Hope you are all doing well. We have got a big stream for you today. We're just going to chat about the Reds. We're going to chat about Liverpool. Some little bit of transfer news for next that have been spoken about. We'll speak about all of those. We'll speak about Marc Guéhi. Joe Gomez could have been sold on deadline day. We're going to chat about that. Would you have sold Joe Gomez? Let me fix the mic. But yeah, man, if you're new to the stream, make sure you're hitting the likes and make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciated. Let me just do one thing. Bosh. Right, there we go. But yeah, man, hope everyone is doing well. Right, there we go. Hope everyone's doing well, man. Saturday stream. It's gonna be about an hour long because I've got to nip out. Actually, no, I ain't got to nip out. Sorry, I've got to make an important phone call in about an hour. So, and obviously, it's I've got to make that call. So, yeah, big up to everyone watching. Make sure you're hitting the likes. Make sure you're subscribing. Big up to Katie. Big up to Jacob. Big up to Antica. Big up to Clive. Yeah, man. Hope everyone is doing well, man. Hit the likes. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. We've just hit, I think, was it 2,310? So, yeah, we're trying to get to that big 2.4K now. We're on that road to 2.4. And we're, I think, 90 subs away from 2.4. So, yeah, man, mad love. We're already on 12 likes as well, which is nice. We're trying to aim for about 20 likes in the stream. I think is a respected number to hit. Big up to CJ, just seen you've just joined. So yeah, we're gonna get into all of the updates for you in just a second. Footy, what do you think? No minutes for Isak. Well, we're gonna chat about it, innit? Yeah, mad he didn't get any. Big up to CJ, man. Reacts, how are you? I'm good, mate. I hope you're well as well, sir. Hope you're well as well. If Isak doesn't get minutes, Sweden next game versus Kosovo, I'd be amazed if he's on the bench at Burnley. I think we'll give him minutes either way, if I'm being truly honest. Because I think we have to give him minutes. Because at that point, when do we give him minutes then? Because at that point, he would have had at least 2 weeks of full training sessions. You'll have this up and coming week. You'll have this week that he's had with internationals. At what point do we, say, okay, right now we actually have to play him? Do you get what I'm saying? So Yeah, that's the question that we're gonna be answering. So yeah, let me whip up this Romano update for you. I thought it was quite interesting regarding Marc Guéhi. So we're gonna go through all of that. But first of all, we're gonna listen to the video clip of him actually speaking it.
Here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market, on the behind the scenes, so what's going to happen next after what happened over the summer transfer window. And so let's jump into it together. Always movements, guys. Always time to be together here on the channel. Always time to discuss transfers, players, movements, contracts, and much more. So remember to stay here, to subscribe, because yes, the summer transfer window is over, but we are here every single day, almost 5 years now. And so always together. And let me start today, guys, by mentioning Real Madrid. I wanted to start with Real Madrid because they're very happy with their summer transfer window.
Okay, mate, we don't care about Real Madrid.
To communicate around that, it's obviously a club decision.
Is it like a second?
But I can guarantee that there is a wanted to mention something on Marc Guéhi. I think we have to discuss about Marc Guéhi because this is going to be a big topic for us in the next weeks and months, especially months, of course. Now, the window has just closed, the deal with Liverpool. As you know, guys, you can find all the details here on the channel, but has collapsed after the medical test, after sending all the documents between the two clubs because of Palace deal for Igor collapsing. And so that's domino creating this problem for Marc Guéhi to Liverpool. Oliver Glasner really considered to resign and to leave the club in case of sale of Marc Guéhi to Liverpool without a replacement. And so this was the position of Oliver Glasner. What's going to happen next? So first, clear point. Marc Guéhi will not sign a new contract at Crystal Palace. That is guaranteed. Marc Guéhi already informed Palace about that at the beginning of the window. He always wanted to be respectful. He's always been a top professional. He scored a goal against Aston Villa in a fantastic performance the day before joining Liverpool, basically. So imagine how serious and professional can be the player. But at the same time, he's not going to sign a new contract. It's already decided long time ago. Palace are aware about that. So what happens now? He might leave in January for a transfer fee, or he could leave in the summer for a free transfer. On a free transfer, guys, the interest from Liverpool will be there because Liverpool wanted Marc Guéhi, consider Marc Guéhi as an important defender, and maintain Marc Guéhi in their list, that's for sure. So it's not over between Liverpool and Marc Guéhi, I would say. But it's also not guaranteed. So at this stage, we can't say 100% Guéhi is going to Liverpool. Because what I'm hearing is that several clubs around Europe, not only in England, but not only in England, are considering a move for Marc Guéhi. He's seen as a big opportunity by several clubs. A top defender like this, available on a free, you don't have to negotiate with Crystal Palace from January. Well, that's a big story, a big opportunity. And so for sure, keep an eye on the situation because Liverpool will be there in the race, but now they will have competition. This summer there was basically no competition because the player decided to go to Liverpool and there was an agreement. Now Liverpool will remain in conversation for 2026, but now other clubs can try to join the race and try to outbid Liverpool. So let's see what's going to happen with this story because I have a feeling that for Marc Guéhi, many clubs will come. Liverpool already had an agreement with the player. They denied me at the beginning of August, saying no, personal terms were not agreed with Guéhi. Well, you had the player doing his medical and getting ready for a transfer, then collapsed because of club reason, for sure, not player reason. And now let's see what's going to happen with Marc Guéhi because for sure the situation with other clubs might also become interesting. So there is going to be an interesting race, let's see, around this center back. Then we had many stories, guys, regarding Angelo Stiller. And I think also Angelo Stiller is going to be a topic for 2026 because now the player this summer was never close to a move. There were reports about Real Madrid in agreement with the player.
So that's the update regarding Marc Guéhi. I think it's certainly interesting because he mentioned obviously a couple of points. Liverpool are definitely going to be interested in next summer. Okay, I get that. I understand that, and I think that's expected. Okay, for me, what I find interesting about that is it's not guaranteed, and there are several clubs around Europe. Well, obviously, because this is a player that's ultimately going to be on a free. It kind of makes me laugh, this picture, just for flipping bucket hat and a bucket hat, you know, and eating a pack of Haribos. Big up Marc Guéhi every time, man. Big up to everyone in the house, man. 23 of you Let's try and push towards 30 likes if possible. We're on the daily streams throughout the whole of the season, bringing you Liverpool content, Liverpool news, bringing you match reactions, player ratings, all that good stuff, emergency meetings. We're doing other club content as well, like match reactions to their content. Like, let's say if Arsenal lose, we'll do a reaction to it, because obviously it technically involves Liverpool, i.e. the title race. So this is why Liverpool need to get this deal done in January. They need to simply get this deal done in January. No if, buts, maybes about it. We need to have this deal signed, sealed, delivered in January. And it's probably cheaper to do this deal in January, to be honest, because you're only having to pay the 10 million pounds alongside with his wages. If he goes on a free, you're having to pay the wages, the agent fees, the signing on fees, and that will naturally drive up as well. You have to take into an account of a factor of, every single club in Europe is going to be wanting Marc Guéhi. Having Marc Guéhi in your team as a starter, as a backup, is quality. I made a statement. Name me a better third choice centre back in the Premier League than Marc Guéhi. So if Marc Guéhi had came to Liverpool, right? Name me a better third choice centre back. There's not really any. Maybe you probably go with Hickpie at Arsenal. That's an option. I don't think anyone at City or Chelsea wins that one. I think it would only be kind of really Arsenal that can only really compete with us from a defensive standpoint in terms of the depth. But I mean, it's going to be interesting. This is exactly why we need this deal done in January, in my opinion. I've had a bit of time to reflect on the situation with Marc Guéhi. How do I feel about the situation? Is that Liverpool did everything they could, man. They did everything they could. What else could we have done? Literally, what else could have Liverpool had done to get this deal over the line? Lewis Steele's also provided something. Obviously, I think we spoke about this on stream yesterday, that Liverpool still really like and want him to play for them. As I am aware, the Reds are plotting another move for Guéhi in the near future, and they would probably get an even bigger discount. Well, you'd think so, because if they had a bid accepted at 35 million, that bid's not going to go up. That's not going to go up. And I actually agree with Ant. I don't think Glasner will be there long term. Oh, mate, we're going to speak about it toward the end of the show, but I don't really get the whole Florian Wirtz, hate that these people like to use. Do you know what I'm saying? I think if we get Guéhi in January, we get him for 15 mil. But then you have to look at it. If Palace is doing well in the Conference League, let's say, where they are in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, they're in a good league phase as well. Do Palace sit back and think, it's probably better to let Guéhi go on a free rather than getting 10, 15 million, as opposed to potentially winning another trophy or two, going far in Europe? Financially, in the long term, it's probably better for us to do that. And Guéhi will obviously, play a massive, significant part in us actually getting there. So that's exactly why, for me, we need to get this deal done in January. The only reason you didn't get him is because we didn't have a good enough replacement. Yeah, because one of your replacements went to West Ham. Well, obviously, I can't remember if you brought in another player. Palace can't afford to lose out on that money. But then the thing is, it's only 10. They might look at this and think it's 10, 15 million quid, as opposed to European revenue and potentially winning another cup. Let's say if Palace are 8th or 9th, they've had a good respected campaign so far, 8th or 9th in the Premier League. At that point in January, let's say they're in the semi-final of the Carabao, they're not going to sell him. They're obviously still in the FA Cup, and they're into the knockout phases of the Europa Conference League. Financially, it'll be better to keep him to have a better chance at winning these trophies as opposed to letting GUEHI go. In other terms, we want him won't go back. What do you mean? You think we can go for Wharton in January or the summer? I think if we sign a player of Adam Wharton's quality, it would have to be a summer transfer. I can't see a world where it wouldn't be a summer transfer. I'd be shocked if it was a January deal or something like that. Although we've seen Liverpool do big deals before, mate. So I'll never completely write it off. Do you get what I'm saying? Big up to Philip. Jokeris was atrocious last night. I hadn't seen it, to be honest. I went. I literally couldn't because obviously due to power cut, and I also had other stuff going on, so I actually couldn't see it at all. But I did see the rating of him, but I'm not gonna, gas it up. Let me just message someone back, people. Let me shoot them the link. Make sure you're hitting the likes, by the way, chat. And if you are new, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. Let me know. Wharton, Edison, Stiller should be our midfield targets. I'll be honest, I've not watched enough of Stiller to make a proper case for him. Edison, I like, but then at that point, I'd rather just go and spend the money on Adam Wharton. Gushing by the picture reminds me of Van Dijk. You will get GUEHI as a long term. He will get plenty of game time. I agree. Potentially, especially on what's going to happen with Konate. I think if we definitely get Konate. No, sorry, we definitely get GUEHI in January if we think Konate is gone. Yeah, get the likes up. Any news on Konate contract? We're going to pull it up. Now, I did see something about Konate. In terms of the people that want to know the news about Konate, is very interesting. So I'm going to bring that up very soon if you guys in the chat want me to bring it up. And yeah, again, Konate can sign a pre-contract in January. That's what Trent did. Although he kind of did it before, to be honest. But yeah. But that's what that is. Konate, yeah, can sign a pre-contract. Amazed. We didn't offer Palace Gomez on loan. Well, I'm going to bring up something that Fabrizio Romano said that literally nobody saw. This is what Romano did say on a podcast yesterday, that he said Joe Gomez was on the verge of joining Brighton on deadline day. So, and obviously he was linked to Milan. Kind of amazing how that kind of story didn't come out. This is what you're going to see after the transfer window. You're going to see a lot of stories that didn't kind of materialize. Trent had signed a pre-contract 18 months before he was learning Spanish. Yep. We should just say Gomez isn't for sale. Yep. Me personally, I would like to keep him. I don't know if that's, some people may think that's wild to say. For me, I think Gomez is a good enough squad addition for Liverpool, in my opinion, and hence why I want to keep him. But chat, do you think we get GUEHI? I'm gonna run a poll. Do we get GUEHI? I'll put a poll. January, summer. We don't get him. Let's run that poll. That's an interesting poll. Do you think we get GUEHI in January, summer, or We don't get him. I'm intrigued to see what you people think. We've got to get him in January, surely. I agree. We have to get him in January. We have to bring in a player in January. I'm happy with our transfer window. I think it's been a very good, successful transfer window. But all in all, on the bright side of things, we need to be bringing in players that, we need that advocate depth. I'm a big fan of Giovanni Leone signing, but I'm not going to sit here and gas him to the point where I've like, oh my God, I've watched every single game of Giovanni Leone's career, and I can make a statement that he is ready for Liverpool Football Club, because that'll be a wild accusation to make. For me, I gave the window a 10 still, because let's be honest, at the start of the window, we all said left back, right back, and a forward. A majority of us are happy, because I think people would have been content with Diaz and Gakpo staying, etc. Bringing in that new striker, whether that was a Ekatike or whoever it was at the time, right? And you brought in a left back because we needed a left back because of the left back issues, and we needed a right back, so obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold left. Okay, maybe a centre back. We brought in two forwards, smashed, and one of them is the best striker in the league, in my opinion, in Alexander Isak, in terms of pound for pound. We brought in a good advocate depth in Jeremy Frimpong, the best left back last season in the Premier League. Him or Robinson, you take your pick, and up and coming, etc. You brought in Mamardashvili for the future playing of Alisson. You brought in the future planning of Virgil van Dijk and Giovanni Leone. It's been a fantastic window, and that's why I gave it a 10. But I would give it a low 10. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know how you have like A star and A, and like B, C, D, like a low B, a high B, a mid B? Like people in my generation of like school, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because like now it's obviously extinctions and merits and all that. You can get like a high merit or a low merit. I would give it a high. I'll give it a low extinction. Is what I would. EB is just stringing his contract along like Trent did, not signing a new contract and then leaving on a free. Guéhi come in for a lower fee in Jan, not for free in summer. I wanted to sign him in January. It would be better for Liverpool in terms of the success for the season. It would be better financially to actually probably signing. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, this window's been fantastic. Just a shame on Guéhi. Yeah, it is a shame, but I have full trust in the club to bring in the players in January. I think we're going to go big in January, I won't be surprised if we'll bring in two players in Jan. Guéhi and someone like a Malik Fofana. Potentially Whipping and Can't wait one. Whipping and Can't is bang average. I've never heard of a manager talking down to an owner on winning. Example, Rafa Hicks and Gillette. Yep. Chat, it's mad. It's mad. I want to see what the poll is saying. Do we get Guéhi in January? 75% think yes. 17% think no. And 8% think we don't get him at all. At all. I will be shocked if we don't get him. I really, really would. I would be shocked if we don't get him. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be shocked. And I'll be fuming, to be honest. If we if we don't bring in someone. Big up React, smash the like and subscribe if you're new. Yep. I'm more than content with our transfer business in the summer, though. I would never give it a 10 out of 10 because we can always do better, as there can never be a perfect window. So you're telling me if we brought in Marc Guéhi, you're telling me that's not a 10? Okay, Philip, what would you give the transfer window rating right now? So we can get a fair judgment as to where your head's at. You know? Let me know. Let me know. But I do want to bring up about the Morgan Rogers stuff. We are going to talk Olise chat towards the end of the show. We are going to speak about Michael Olise as well. But I want to bring up this. We spoke about this yesterday, about the Morgan Rogers links. You know, a couple of people thinking, sources are stating that the price is around 65 million plus add-ons. If Liverpool feel they don't need to trigger, they won't. Harvey is on a season-long loan to Aston Villa due to PSR reasons. However, if he plays 10 games, it turns into a permanent, with Liverpool securing a selling percentage and a buyback clause. Yep. And obviously, they're thinking Olise, Wharton, Rogers, and Guéhi on Liverpool's transfer list. People thinking Liverpool won't spend big in the future is mad. I actually think this whole Champions League format has changed the dynamics for Liverpool. You get 80 million if you top your group. 80 million for playing 8 games. I think the money in football is obviously going up. You've seen that with us becoming Premier League champions. I think if Liverpool have a similar success to the season we just had, I think we're going to spend big again. Do I think we're going to spend like 400 million like this summer? No. But I do think we spend big again. If Guéhi come in, it would be 11 out of 10 for sure. So you've given the window an 8.7. What a strange rating. I'd rather you give it a 9 or an 8.5. An 8.7. So what gets it to 0.3? That's kind of, I don't know if that's mad to say. I don't know if that's mad to say or not, if I'm being truly honest. 1 second, chat, by the way. Okay, one of my neighbours is playing some rubbish. But yeah, while you're at it, chat, hit these likes up if you can. What a strange rating. But do you guys think we signed on Morgan Rogers? I can kind of understand the process behind it. You know, Harvey Elliott goes there. We've helped you guys out with PSR. We've also helped you out with a loan. You now guys help us out by keeping that good relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? That's kind of my thinking behind the Morgan Rogers kind of game plan, if you get what I'm saying. But that's kind of really all on the Rogers situation. Look, I like Morgan Rogers. For me, I do think there's other players I would rather get, because I'm trying to think, is Morgan Rogers way better than Cody Gakpo? Does Morgan Rogers start in the 10? These are questions that we have to have talks and debates on. Talk to me, because I think it's certainly very interesting. Certainly very, very interesting. You know? 1 second. So yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. Very, very. Do you get what I'm saying? So I also saw this from Fabrizio. So we're going through all the Liverpool updates. I just seen someone mention, you've seen the Isak quotes from players. What, like we're talking like Elanga stuff? If so, yes. I'm going to bring them up soon. So, Parma, CEO, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. On Giovanni Leone, we'd rejected a higher offer from Newcastle for Leone, but plans have changed with Liverpool because their offer was very attractive and because Giovanni made it clear he was happy to join LFC. Newcastle rejected, is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying? Newcastle rejected again. Liverpool with a hat trick. Isak, Ekatike, and Giovanni Leone. Is that what we are saying? You know, I thought that was interesting. I saw that, so I bookmarked it. But yeah, I'm gonna bring up the quotes of what is rotational. I think Endo goes next year. I think Endo either goes or he just sees out his contract. He does only have 2 years left. That'd be kind of mad. If Endo leaves in 2 years, he'd have done 4 years at Liverpool. So he's already done 2 years at Liverpool. For me, Endo is one of the most. What a signing, man. Big up Endo every time. But yeah, big up the chat as always. Big up the chat as always. We're literally just hit our like target, 25 likes, which is very nice. So let's see if we can try and push towards 30 likes, if possible, on the stream too. But yeah, I'm going to bring up these quotes from the Liverpool regarding Alexander Isak that I thought was interesting. So this is what's come out. Anthony Elanga and Alexander Isak transfer. It's been chill. He had a contract with Liverpool. He had a contract with us, and right now he's with Liverpool. But we all think he's a very good player. We've all lost a good player, but we've also signed good players. Hopefully we can look ahead and focus on the season. It's his choice. He chose Liverpool. Best of luck. He's a friend of mine and a fantastic footballer. I get the opportunity to play with him in the national team. That is also good. And then then he also says he's a fantastic player and a very good person right now. He's a Liverpool player, but I have the opportunity to play with him for the national team. I don't know why I kind of repeated himself at the end there, but yeah. For me, this just proves Isak as a person. When Liverpool do that, what's that word? That no see you next Tuesday policy. This was a thing. Oh my God, Liverpool are doing this. Liverpool don't sign players like this. If they're a see you next Tuesday, players coming out like Botman. You've had Dan Burn. You've had one or two more players coming out and just saying how much of a guy he is. It just proved that Newcastle just did him over and shafted him. Hence why he falls for the move. And hence why, you got players coming out and speaking about the whole situation. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I never really understood this whole narrative. Like people saying, are you concerned about Isak wanting to bin Liverpool for Madrid in a couple of years? No, because I don't think that's actually his type of person. I don't. And Dan Burn has done the same. He's given his opinions. Dan Burn on Alexander Isak transfer. I've been in football long enough to understand that for a player, the careers and short, they've got things that they want to achieve. So for me, happy that is over. Alex is a mate, so it was a tough situation because you want him to be around and helping the team, but also understand for him what he needs to do personally. So I've got nothing but good wishes for Alex. Just proves what type of a person he is. No animosity, I think, as a Newcastle fan, and you know what Newcastle fans are like. We're very protective of our club and our city. You want players to be there who want to play for Newcastle, and naively, you don't want them to think that there's anywhere else to go apart from playing at Newcastle. So I understand why our fans are frustrated, but as I said, I think I've been in the game long enough now to understand what goes on. I wish Alex all the best, and apart from when we play Liverpool, obviously at the end. You know, yeah, it's just good. That interesting bit there. I've been in the game long enough to understand what goes on. See? So even he's saying, he's basically not even dissing his mate. He could have came out, dissed his mate, blah, 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 because he's got no affiliation to him. It's not like they're going to play on the same national team. It's not like they're going to play for both of them in the same team, because Liverpool aren't going to sign Dan Burn. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not going to go back to Newcastle. So, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought was but yeah, it just proves what of a type of a person he well and truly is as well. Let me get into some of your comments. The kid only wanted us, so it's easy for remove him. Exactly. That's why Liverpool was taking their time. They wasn't stressing about putting in bids, getting deals over the line, because it's not like there was like 4 or 5 clubs. It was simply only Liverpool. We'd done that much groundwork. We wouldn't have needed both Ekatike and Isak if we didn't lose Jota. Yeah, forever rest in peace, forever rest in peace. Forever number 20, forever our Premier League champion again. I'm going to keep saying it forever. Condolences and again to the family of Andre as well. And the Jota family. It's still very raw. Last night I was actually watching, because any of you guys are FIFA fans, I was actually watching Liverpool's player ratings video from last year. I saw it on TikTok and I watched it, and then a flood of TikToks came of Jota, man. Just like what a guy he was, man. Forever rest in peace, my guy, man. Forever. Still sad. As a Dutch Liverpool fan from Rotterdam, we need, in fact, to get 2 defenders because we have tight games coming. Salute to all Liverpool fans around the world. Yeah, big on, man. I'll tell you what. You know what? There's a lot of Dutch Liverpool fans. There's a lot. When I went to Liverpool Tottenham when we won the Premier League, the game we won the Premier League when we slapped them 5-1, right? I was speaking to a lot of Dutch fans that came over for the game, Liverpool fans and this and that. They was like, oh, blah blah blah. How do I get to the train station? How do I get to this place in the city? Like they're big up to the Dutch, man, and they've got some of the best fans in the world. Like just regular Dutch football fans. Big up to them. Big up to QT Mods. Big up Footy Chat. Just got back from town, but yeah, I agree. We definitely still need another centre back. I believe the thing is with Ekatike, we fast forward that deal a year earlier. Sorry, Jota would have been a part of this FIFA game heading out our training ground. I know, man. When Liverpool, I wouldn't even be surprised if Liverpool don't do a Liverpool player ratings video. When the new game comes out in 2 weeks, normally about this time around, if I go onto YouTube, let me go onto YouTube. Thief SC26 clubs ratings reaction. Let's have a look if any clubs have done it. Yeah, big up to Nick. When do Liverpool normally do theirs? FC25 ratings. Let me have a look when Liverpool did theirs last year. They did theirs on the 27th. I wouldn't be surprised, if Liverpool I know. I wouldn't be surprised, if Liverpool don't do it, because some of the players that actually play the game, that it's going to be emotional again for them. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Liverpool might just do like a best bits type thing. Do you know, like over the years when we've done them, they've put like all that the funny, happy moments of like Jota reacting to his rating on FIFA, and they'll put it like a video clip and put on YouTube. I won't be surprised if something like that happens. Do you get what I'm saying? We done it last year. Jota was winding up players at ratings. Yeah, I kind of want to react to it, but I don't know if I'll get copyrighted. If Liverpool do it, I'll do a ratings video. I actually did one on my channel. So if anyone wants to watch it, I did a ratings video where we reacted to all the Liverpool ratings. So yeah, against some of your comments, I think Frimpong will do it just to bring back the good vibes. I'm trying to think in our team who actually plays FIFA. Obviously Trent did. He's not in the team anymore. Forever, always in our hearts. I'm trying to think in our team who actually plays FIFA. I know Diaz did, but he's obviously left. Darwin did. He's left. Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. Obviously, Harvey Elliott's left. I know he did. Yeah, I can see someone like a Frimpong. Jota was literally playing FIFA the night before games. There was literally a game. I cannot remember it for the life of me. It wasn't last year. It was FIFA 23, I think it was. Jota had a team of the season, I think it was. No, I might be wrong. I can't remember. He was playing Foot Champs, and I'm pretty sure he actually turned up late or something, and that was one of the reasons. I think it was a 12:30 game. He was I think we put him on the bench because he was up all night playing Champs. What a guy, man. Bradley, yeah, Bradley could be a player. I could see Conor Bradley. Your footy reacts. Name your starting 11 for Liverpool. What? For the Burnley game? You know what, chat? Let's actually. Let's end off the stream with because I just thought I'll come on and chat. Talk about a bit of the GUEHI stuff. Just chat with the chat, man. Do you know what I'm saying? This would be my Liverpool team for the. This is my Liverpool team for Burnley. This is my Liverpool team for Burnley. This is my team for Burnley. Let me know if you agree. Let me know, do you agree? That'll be my team for Burnley. Now, I think once players are fit and firing, I think you could see this. I think this team this will be the team you'll see a lot. Or if Gakpo's playing, Gakpo with Ekitike. Sorry, Gakpo with Isak. Or Szoboszlai. Yeah, I'll go with that. With Isak last half hour. This would be the team Yeah. So against Burnley, you go this. Plus, the thing is, Szoboszlai is in brilliant form at right back. We don't need to rush back any of our right backs. We don't need to rush back Isak. Sorry, not Isak. Conor Bradley. We don't need to rush back Frimpong. And this is just the beauty of it. And this is why I talk about how Slot's going to be so good this season from a tactical standpoint of view. Because let's be honest, when Szoboszlai first came in, who would have mentioned Szoboszlai right back? Did we play him under Klopp there? No. I think we only really mentioned about Szoboszlai right back only a few months ago. No one thought this when he first came in. We all thought everyone was gassing him and saying he's our KDB. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, we ain't dropping Szoboszlai. And you've watched a lot of my streams over the summer, yeah? Big up that a lot of people in the streams have. If you watch Uncle Rods and all that, how many times have I said, yo, Szoboszlai is not getting dropped? Like, Slot loves... I think Szoboszlai is his favourite midfielder out of the three. You know? I actually think this could have been a team. I actually think this could have been a team that we could have potentially have seen at some point, and I wanted to see it. And I would love to see it. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a team I would love to see one day, just for excitement. I think we would have seen that at some points this season. 3 at the back. Because Guéhi has that versatility. And we talk about how Slot is versatile, right, as a manager. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that at times this season. Because we've seen it, right, where we change formation to 4-2-3-1. Right, let me take out Guéhi and just put Szoboszlai in, yeah? Right. Okay, what have I done here? Right, let me just fix this up. I'm not actually putting Frimpong there, relax. I think, because obviously I think we have the capabilities of playing a back three, because you know when Gravenberch does the sitting, and you can kind of like split the two centre backs. I think if we change formation and have two and have an extra midfielder in that pocket of space but lose an attacker, I think we have the capabilities of playing that. And I just realised when I did the 3-4-3, we could very much do this. No, not Szoboszlai there, man. Oh man, that team would cook. That team would cook. The 5-3-2-1. 5-3-2-1. What this? So what you do, you put Kirk as there, Frimpong. Who do you drop in that sort of formation? Do you go Salah up top? Because I'm not playing Verts in a flat 3. So for me, you put Szoboszlai in, you know, or this. At some point this season, I want to see these two players as a 2-striker pivot, just to wind up Newcastle. So I'm saying. Let me get into some of your comments. We ain't dropping Szoboszlai. Yep. Yeah, man, I said this. So what Szoboszlai does off the ball and on the ball is pivotal to how we play football. There's not a world where we're dropping him. Footy, all Liverpool fans are going to sing Isak's song at the Merseyside derby. Match, gimme a striker from Sweden. I feel like we might be original and not copy, you know. Yeah, I think we probably will have a gimme striker song, but I feel like we're very creative with our songs, so I wouldn't expect just that to be for Isak. I think the Chiesa song would have gone hard with Isak because yeah. Mama Robbo Gomez, Leonie Bradley, Endo. Let's see team. What is that your backup team? I think the backup team will be this. So when you're seeing teams like Southampton, so we've got Southampton, yeah, in the cup. This will probably be like your backup team. So you probably have. God, do you play Frimpong or Bradley? We'll come back because I'll let the chat decide that. So Andrew Robertson. We'll just fill in the main gaps. So you probably put Gomez. You probably put Leone in there. What we're saying in midfield, what, like Curtis Jones? I would like to see a McConnell, but it's probably going to be Endo for the cup. Off the right. Is that where we could potentially see a Frimpong at right wing? Because I know some people want to see that. And then it's obviously going to be Rio off the left, isn't it? I think. Although, could we see Curtis in the 10? Yo, could we actually see Curtis Jones in the 10? Instead, do we go Curtis Jones in the 10? Surprised you haven't done a 4-2-4 slot play that way at City. Yeah, I'll do that one in a minute. James McConnell. Oh, yes, he's gone to Ajax. Yes, he's gone on loan to Ajax, hasn't he? That's a very good loan for him. Don't forget Stefan Basic. I love Basic. People on the channel know I do. I mean, if you talk about last chance to saloon, do you go Basic then? Who are we saying off the right? Chiesa? And then up front, you mean you can go Gakpo, you can go TK. I think this would be somewhat the team that will play Southampton. That'll be like the team that will roughly play Southampton. I think you could either see Frimpong there. I think you could very much see Jones in the midfield and someone else in the 10. You know? I think the goalkeeper in these positions pick itself. The striker, you could probably see maybe we could see maybe a different formation from slot where we play both right backs. We could potentially go Chiesa up top. This is what's exciting about the versatility of Arne Slot. Jaden Dan's up front. Yeah. I mean, I hear it. Jaden Dan's up front. That'll be my backup team if we're playing like a Southampton in the Carabao. Like I said, the right backs situation is probably obviously the only position where it's like, take your pick. Because we've got 3 players that can effectively play at right back. But I think the left back, these positions, all kind of very much pick itself. I think if you go in like Anne said, if you do a 4-2-4, which we've seen from Slot, I think this will be the team. I think if you go that formation, you probably, what we're saying, like, give me a second. I think if you go 4-2, if you go with that formation, I think you play a left back Kirkas. We'll do the obvious positions, yeah? Virgil, Canate. We'll do the obvious ones. I think you go Isak. Because obviously last year we were playing Diaz up front, obviously he's not here. So I think you go Hugo Ekitike. Chatway, are you having Szoboszlai in midfield or are you having him at right back? If we're playing a 4-2-4, Szoboszlai right back or in midfield? Now, to be fair, QT Monty, he was in the stream earlier. He was in the stream earlier, to be fair. Could we potentially see Verts off the left? Because we know, the way he makes the runs, the press, the kilometers he's, making. If you're doing that formation, I can't lie, mate. I think you probably still put him in the team. If we're playing that, I want to see that. But hey, it's exciting times, chat. It's exciting. How can people not be excited by this? Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't go to one day, not now. Szoboszlai, right back, you played 2 10s. Imagine the role of Isak's first goal. Yeah. Yeah, but it depends on what formation of 4-2-4. Are you going the 4-2-2 with the 2 10s, the 2 strikers, and the 2 holding mids? Or are you singly going left wing, right wing, 2 strikers, 2 midfielders, flat back 4, and a goalkeeper? We would concede 4 goals every game of that formation against City. We played 4-2-2 2 times. Yeah, because wasn't the formation this against Man City? Where's the 4-2-2? So if you're going with that formation against Man City, I know Curtis Jones was very high up, so you probably keep that as a base. Do you want Salah as a 10 or do you want him as a striker? Because I can't lie, I thought Curtis Jones was really good against City in that away game. And the formation, the way that he was playing, like him and Szoboszlai was so high up. There were at times they were further ahead than like the likes of Diaz and Mo. Do you get what I'm saying? I think you keep the back 4 and the 2. I think you just change the front 4 players. Take Ekitike out for Gakpo. So you take Ekitike for Gakpo, what? Because he can drop back? I think Ekitike has that role as well. I want Szoboszlai and Verts as a double 10. And Isak and Salah up front. So you would. So I assume who you having at right back? Conor Bradley. Yeah, let's just say you have Conor Bradley. So you would have Szoboszlai there, and then Salah. That's what you would have. I mean, yeah, because Salah can tuck in. He doesn't obviously. He has the creative standpoint of his game, so he doesn't have to constantly make the runs. Because Verts, if I'm honest, I would actually rather have Verts there, if I'm being honest. Although Szoboszlai is more of a right, because I'd rather have Verts going more further forward, if I'm being honest, than Szoboszlai, because I would want him to stay back. Yeah, smash the likes, man. 21 titles and champions with this team. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a billionaire, mate. But if you think I'm a billionaire, then fair enough. Jones is good at play off the bench. Hate when he starts. Yeah, how many likes are we on? Your chat with 2 likes away from 30. If you're not hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. You already know. James is a squad player. Fair enough. See, we'll go back to that poll. I'll tell you what, 7% think we don't get GUEHI. 86% of the game in January. Fair enough. Fair enough, chat. But yeah, chat, I'm going to have to wrap up the stream here because like I said about an hour ago when I started the stream, I've got to make an important phone call right now. So yes, so make sure you are smashing the likes, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell notification button, and I think we're having a stream tonight, and I think you're going to enjoy the stream. It's not football related. I'm waiting on a few more people to get back to me about it, and once they've got back to me, we will definitely be going live. If it is going to be happening, it'll be 9 o'clock tonight. Big debates, that's all I'm saying. And it's not Liverpool related or football related. Technically is, but we're not talking about football. That's all I'll say. But yeah, hit the likes on your way out. Subscribe if you are new, and enjoy the rest of your day, chat. Big up to damn selves. Always up the Reds. Isak will be playing for us in a couple of days. We'll be doing any UFC vids. Listen, we got some combat sports coming up next week, and Canelo versus Crawford. Oh man, I can't wait. But yeah, big up the chat as always, man. Have a blessed day, whatever you're doing. Look after yourselves, look after your families. Stay blessed. Peace.